Hello, everyone. This is Cryptid Hunter. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for helping my channel reach 20,000 subscribers. That is so awesome. Thanks for sharing all my videos and for supporting my channel. I have links in the description below where you guys can find me and other social media links. Thanks so much. For centuries, the telling of ghost stories has been a much loved tradition. Whether you are out camping, sitting at home on a rainy day, or just trying to pass time, I've decided to create a spooky story series on my YouTube channel that I hope you guys enjoy. Most of the stories you will hear on this channel are from my own personal accounts or collections that I've gathered over the years from people that have sent me their own experiences from all over the world. Please let me know what you think and if you like this idea in the comments below. You can also submit your own ghost story via email. The email address will also be posted in the description. Many of you have probably heard the story that tells about a woman from Tijuana, Mexico, who literally danced with a devil. I'm here to tell you today that this is a true encounter and that it actually happened to an aunt of mine. I will not reveal her name for obvious reasons, but the story she told me when I was a kid has always stuck on my mind. She told me the story when I was about 10 years old. My aunt, who has since passed away, was always a rebellious teenager when she was young. She used to love sneaking out to local discos and dance the night away. She would often spend the night away from home and sometimes she would not go back for days. Living in Tijuana, Mexico, there was no shortage of bars and clubs she could easily sneak into. On one occasion, she had been partying for 2 days straight and she was just feeling tired. She told her friends that she just wanted to go home and just call it a night. But her friends persuaded her and convinced her to go back in a couple hours after they'd slept for a few hours, freshen up, and they agreed to meet at the Aloha nightclub. After sleeping for a few hours and feeling revived, she got ready to go out. Her mom, obviously angry, tried to make her reason to stay home since it happened to be Holy Week as well, and she wanted to go to church with her the following morning. But my aunt didn't listen and she left the house anyway. Everything had been going according to plan and all the girls were having a good time as usual. During the later hours of the night, my aunt was feeling bad and felt like it was time to go home. So she decided to take one last drink before leaving and noticed while taking a drink a handsome young man standing nearby watching her. My aunt talked to the man and told me that he was extremely handsome and charming and had a way about him that she will never forget. She told me that she felt like she had known him her whole life and was very much falling for all his charms. I guess he was saying the right things to her. The young man asked my aunt to dance and she accepted. She doesn't remember how many songs they danced to, but what she does recall is that after a while, she noticed that all the dance floor was empty and all the people that were in the club were pulled back around her and were watching her and the young man dancing. She also mentioned that everybody looked like they had fear in his eyes, which prompted my aunt for some reason to look around and see what was going on. As they continued to dance, something made my aunt look down at the floor. To her surprise, she noticed that the man did not have feet. She stated that where the man's feet were supposed to be, they were replaced by hoofs, just like the ones that you see on a goat. She turned to look at the man's face, which by that time, it had transformed into a distorted, devilish type of look. My aunt fainted, and when she came through, she was being woken up by paramedics. She looked up and noticed that the building where the club once stood had been engulfed in fire. People say that as soon as my aunt noticed the man had feet like a goat's, she immediately fainted, and that the couple seemed to be floating in the air. Immediately, the devil let out an evil laugh as he ran into one of the back rooms, and shortly after, the entire building caught on fire. People were trying to find out who this man was, but nobody can attest or find out who he was because nobody has seen him before. What we do know is that the building has been put up for sale since then, and several buyers have tried to buy it and refurbish it, but every single time they try, nobody can stay there for long. They leave it or it goes for sale a couple weeks or a couple months later again. A lot of people claim that the place is still haunted and they can still hear screams and cries coming from inside the building, even when the building is empty. I understand that this is a fantastic story and a lot of people won't believe it. I actually didn't believe it myself when my aunt told me about it. Not after she showed me some paperwork where she had spent several years at a psychiatric hospital trying to get help to forget about her encounter. What I also remember about her is her waking up several times throughout the night screaming at the very early hours in the morning, claiming that there was a man standing next to her. Another thing that I know is that my family will not set foot in that building or anywhere near it. They actually sometimes walk around the block just to avoid that particular building. I hope you guys enjoy the story, and if you think I should post more, please remember to leave a comment below. Thank you guys so much for listening, and remember to always stay strange.